I guess, here on an autumn night just outside of D.C. at FedEx Field. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Washington Redskins. This is fielded at the goal line. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
Check, ready, and read. Check pass, check pass.
That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Let's go. Mike, 45. I'm here all day.
First carry for Darius Geis. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Now it's Haskins. And he finds McLaurin. And he will be knocked down hard, but he will have the first down. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Geis. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
So don't say nothing.
From the 44, Haskins. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
I'm going to run you over.
3rd and 2, now Haskins. Open man is Sims. He's got it. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. 3rd down turns to 1st with that 5-yard pickup.
49-yard line.
Come on, set. 6-1. It's a party now.
On 1st and 10, it's Haskins. It's a pickup of 5, brings up 2nd down. And he is the NFC rating offensive player of the week. You got to think, all the guys that take the field each and every week, that's not an easy award. Always has to feel good to grab it.
It has to feel great because it separates you, at least for a week, amongst your peers. And for him to separate again, he has to have the same type of a game. That means being explosive off the line of scrimmage and catching everything that comes his way.
He'll get only a couple down to the 44.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Now this will be play number 8 of the opening drive. It's 3rd and short. Haskins on 3rd down. Catch is made. It's Harmon. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. And now the Bucs deciding to take a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Too long for a field goal, too short to punt that in-between range, and they'll go for it on 4th down.
Alert 3. Motion. 45. Mike, 45.
4th down, here's Haskins. The throw taken in by Sims. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Haskins and the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's 5 for 6 now throwing the ball on this drive. Now Haskins on 1st down. Dancing to his left. Open man here, Sims complete. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Ready. 18 Gator. Check 45 to Mike.
Crunch time, defense.
Yeah, Jerry.
Geis with a carry on 2nd down. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play.
Set, ready. Can't read. Short. 45 to Mike. Go. Here we go.
Snap comes at 1. Now Haskins. Got an open man. It's Harmon. And they move this all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, that has to be pinpoint here.
As I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the Bucs 8-yard line.
Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. Again, Geis. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
They run with Geis, and they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to bring up a 4th and goal. Such a long drive here. 3 points. That would be a disappointment, but I don't know if you can go for it here, can you?
Well, you know, the defense was really giving them a lot all the way downfield, and now they've stiffened. Forget that bend, don't break. Now they don't even want to let them get a yard, do they? So in this spot, you remember what the coaches told us before the ball game? Any drive that ends with a kick is going to be okay with us, whether it's a punt, a field goal, or an extra point. Take the field goal right here.
Hopkins' kick is good. And it's 3-0 as the Redskins strike first. So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal. So
maybe now the mentality changes in this game, because anytime you can get to the red zone, and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there, and then you're just looking for that big break to take you over the top.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 27. They start the drive with Cook. Sidesteps him at the 35. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a 1st down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Now Winston. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. 23 yards on the play. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Wait. 56 is Mike. 56 is the Mike. Not today, you are.
Play fake. Winston. It's caught by Mike Evans. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. That opening drive rhythm continues right into play number 3.
Whatever they decided that they wanted to run before the game, it's working pretty well for them right now. Moving the ball downfield at a nice rate. And guess what? I think the chain crew might have to get a little oxygen over there. They have to keep moving downfield with 1st downs on each play.
Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Back 25 behind. 56. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 6 right there. 56. Check. Here we go.
Jameis to throw it. And he will score. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Bucs have taken the lead.
Well, this was a pass all the way, but he just kept buying time, didn't he? It was kind of like, wait. Oh, it's open. Time to hot-foot it and go. And, boy, was he successful.
Yeah, didn't go to the outside toward the pylon, just straight ahead, middle third of the field.
Shortest distance between 2 points. Straight line.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Here we go.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. On the ground, it's Geis. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game, because that was his longest run of this contest.
Now after the run by Geis, here's 1st and 10. Play action. Haskins. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line.
Offensively, when you see cover 2, the thought has to go through the quarterback's head. Drive the football when making throws. It's not just the deep guys covering. It's the guys underneath you have to be careful of. Drive your throw. Otherwise, you see what results? Interceptions.
Winston now. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. That's Daron Payne with a sack that time. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to end up with a nickname after something like that, some Big Jelly or something like that.
It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down. I was pretty surprised there when they lined up to run it on 2nd and long, but it worked out for them.
It certainly did, and that requires some confidence, some fortitude, and a little bit of hope, doesn't it? You hope you catch the defense just right and break off a big run to help yourself out on the next down.
Rolling to his right. The catch made by Miller. 14 yards there and a Buccaneer first down.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Now Winston. And he's got a man. It's the tight end Howard complete. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. 8 yards there and a first down.
Ready? 125. 56. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
Winston. Setting up the screen for Cook. And he'll just get back to the line of scrimmage, if that. And with a flag on the field. And that one looks to be in the area where someone was held. So they were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. From the shotgun, it's Winston. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
I know you felt like saying touchdown there, didn't you, partner? That looked like a sure 6 points, but the contact jarred it free.
Got his hands on it, could not hold on through the end of the play. Throwing on 2nd and long. Winston. Oh, what a move. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. It'll be a gain of 9, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
Ready. Blue lady. Watching it by. 3 birds. 3 birds. Check 55 to Mike. Check 55 to Mike. I'm on.
To the air again with Winston. And Winston lost the football. And the Redskins scoop it. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. A bad 3rd down mistake there.
Points were already on the board in their mind. And that's the worst part about it, right? Because it's just like in golf. Never count it in the cup until it rolls in there. Otherwise, you can really get messed up with your scores. In this case, you know they thought, hey, at least 3, maybe even a chance to get 6. It's a little bit demoralizing going off the field now that you've turned it over and you come up empty.
Yeah, if he holds on to that, at least the field goal on 4th down, now they lose it. Now a throw over the middle, and he's got it to start the drive. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. So 2nd in inches after that 1st down completion went just shy of the marker. Looking to throw, Haskins. He'll check it down to Geis. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Haskins now 9 of 11 passing in this first half. He's got his guys at 1st and 10. Throwing now, Haskins on 1st down. Off to Geis on the screen. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. So they had the big loss on that 1st down pass play and facing a 2nd and long. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete. So the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts, as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. So on 4th down, the Redskins will call on Tress Way to punt it away.
Yeah, baby. We got it. We got it.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the number 1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're number 1 in their conference.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Final play of the half here, Winston. Open man is Howard, the tight end. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game, as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. This is taken at the 3. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Winston. A beautiful fake. And this is Cook with the grab. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Charles, did I just hear that right? They declined the personal foul. 3 yards, they just declined them.
And I have to think that the official is thinking to himself, did I just hear that correctly, that you declined that one? All I can think of is that someone on the field got confused.
Must have.
It had to, because you're going to take the yards on that penalty each and every time.
Now a throw for the left sideline, and he's got it.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
That's good for a Buccaneer first, a pickup of 12 yards. They go play action here on first down. His throw incomplete. He was looking for Matt Breida out of the backfield, but it's going to be second down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing, Winston. That's to Cook out of the backfield. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
What a methodical drive this is turning out to be. That time 9 yards, and the sticks move again. Jameis now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. A toss to Cook. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
56 to Mike.
They go play action. Winston. He finds his tight end, Howard. That's complete. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. O.J. Howard, his 2nd touchdown on the season as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And their halftime hole now even deeper. They need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger. but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now it's Haskins. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. The Redskins have the first down on a pickup of 18.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
Now a quick slant as the throw's complete. A gain of 6 there on first.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. He got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. I think you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays were just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
First down, Tampa Bay there, a gain of 13. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Back to the ground, this time Cook. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. Tackled there by Monte Nicholson.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Let's go, D, let's go. Hey, let's get there. Army, 56. Mox 56.
From the 38, Winston. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Matthew Ioannidis able to record his 5th sack of the season. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Third and long for Winston. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Only 2 on the screen pass there, and it'll be 4th down. One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. 47-yard punt, a return of 4. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10. On 1st down, it's Haskins. Being chased out left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left. It's caught inside the 25. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. This is Geis. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play.
Come on, set. 6 yards. Let's go, defense. Hey, man up, D. Man up.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Haskins. He gets it in the hands of Geis. And he will force his way forward for a yard or two, but I have a good feeling this will be coming back. So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that could be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. A gain of 4 on the play, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball, because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
The Redskins on 3rd down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and forever.
4 down. 45, Mike, 45.
Now Haskins, 3rd and long. And that's complete. It's Sims. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 16, but they'll remain short of the marker, and it's 4th down.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent gain. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. And for the 2nd time tonight, his field goal unit comes out here. And Hopkins' kick is good. And a 2nd field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3 and out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a 1-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Winston. There's the Penn State man. It's Chris Godwin. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down. The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave him with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Here's Bradley Pinion now as he'll kick it away for the second time. Yeah, that's a 48-yard punt with the coverage holding him to 3 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
Looking to throw again on second down. Haskins, he gets it to Sims, complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down. Haskins now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. They run on first down as they're able to get this forward for about 4. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Redskin football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. From just shy of midfield, Haskins. And this will be incomplete. Well, these corners, I tell you, they've done excellent work all game long.
They remind me of guys in the past who just said, hey, throw it out here 100 times. Nothing good is going to happen. And if you throw it in the wrong place, I'll take it the other way.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Let's get off the field. 45.
He'll look to throw. He's got his running back, Darius Geis. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Darius Geis with touchdown number 23 here on the year, as they now sit just a 2-point conversion away from tying this game up in the 4th quarter. So here are the Redskins now, an important 2-point conversion.
Check 45 to Mike. Check 45 to Mike. Let's go, D. Let's go.
Back to throw. Able to find his running back, Geis. And he's not going to get there. The defense able to come up with a big stop, and they're going to hold on to their 2-point lead. So the lead shaved to 2 now as the kickoff is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And this one now not quite over yet. Still 2 timeouts remaining defensively. And, boy, having that 3rd timeout would have really helped here.
Another example of why coaches really stress saving your timeouts for when you absolutely have to have them. They go over this all the time. Here's one of those situations.
Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. So they come up on second down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. On second down, a run with Breida. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. The Redskins going to go ahead and use their final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And they'll indeed take a knee.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the 38-yard line.
Ready. Blue lady. 56. Exit. Exit.
Victory formation now for the Buccaneers. Down to a knee they go.
It's a loss of a yard, and it's 3rd down.
Ready. Black, what is that? Check 56. Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
They'll go ahead and take the knee here, and the unbeaten season will continue.
I don't know about you, partner, but watching them take the knee there and finish this one off, I feel like I'm going to be sore tomorrow. This was one bruising affair. Low scoring, but my kind of football.
Not a work of art, but maybe in your world, a little bit of a work of art. You like the defensive side.
I thought it was pretty. I can't help myself. I thought it was pretty.
And it ends in a kneel down as the clock rolls down to zeros. So time has run out on what will be a Tampa Bay victory. And I tell you, this was a fun one. Just a close game. Nothing comes easy in this league, as you know. They had to work for that victory.
I've got to go back to what you just said. Nothing comes easy in this league. How many times have we talked to coaches prior to a game and assessed, the strengths, the weaknesses, the whole deal? Even in games when one coach was a decided favorite, what do they always say to us? But you do know this is really a 7-point league. 7 points either way usually decides a ball game. We had exactly that in this one.
And not only that, but this is a gutsy road victory, one they can hang their hat on. So for Tampa Bay, they continue to cruise through this first half of the schedule as they move to 8-0 now on the campaign. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Redskins, they'll fall to 5-3 with a loss. And they'll be on.
I'ma tell you I'm a misconceiver, I'm a believer.